We often look at rich people and assume that they must be the happiest, most fulfilled individuals. After all, they have it all: luxury, comfort, access to anything they could ever need, and financial security for themselves and their families. But despite the outward appearances of success, many wealthy individuals feel far from happy. In fact, they might often feel dissatisfied, empty, or even anxious about their lives. So why is it that rich people, who seem to have everything, never feel happy and rich? Let's explore some of the reasons behind this paradox. One of the first reasons is the idea of hedonic adaptation. This concept refers to the tendency of humans to quickly return to a baseline level of happiness after experiencing something new or exciting. When someone becomes wealthy, they may experience an initial rush of excitement. The first time they buy an expensive car or move into a luxury home, they may feel a sense of joy. However, after a while, the novelty wears off, and they begin to take their new wealth for granted. The same items that once brought happiness no longer have the same effect. Essentially, they get used to their luxury, and the emotional boost fades away. This is why for many rich people, the thrill of success is fleeting. Another important factor is that wealth often brings with it a constant pressure to maintain or increase that wealth. For rich people, there's a fear of losing their status or financial security. The higher someone's income or assets, the more they have to lose. They may constantly worry about making bad investments, being sued, or having their wealth diminished by unforeseen circumstances. This anxiety can overshadow any joy they might have had from their wealth. Rather than feeling secure, they might feel a heightened sense of stress, always thinking about ways to protect what they've accumulated. In a way, their wealth becomes a source of burden rather than relief. Wealth can also create a sense of isolation. Many rich people find it hard to form genuine relationships because others might be more interested in their money than in who they truly are as people. This can lead to loneliness and feelings of disconnection. When you have significant wealth, it's difficult to know if people are being genuine or if they are simply after your money. This lack of trust can prevent deep, meaningful connections from forming. Even close family members might start to treat the wealthy individual differently, either expecting handouts or resenting them for their success. In some cases, these relationships might be strained or fractured, leaving the rich person feeling isolated and unfulfilled. Furthermore, wealth can sometimes lead to a distorted sense of self-worth. Many wealthy people tie their identity and value to their money and success. This means that if their wealth is ever threatened or lost, they might feel like they're losing part of themselves. They may struggle to find their identity outside of their wealth, which can lead to feelings of emptiness. Their sense of worth becomes so closely connected to their financial status that without it, they feel inadequate or lost. This can create a constant cycle of trying to acquire more, to prove something to themselves or to others, rather than seeking fulfillment or happiness from within. Another aspect of why rich people might never feel truly happy is the sense of never being enough. For many wealthy individuals, no matter how much money they make, it's never enough. They always desire more, chasing an ever-elusive ideal of more or better. The more they accumulate, the more they feel the need to accumulate. This insatiable desire can leave them feeling perpetually unsatisfied. The feeling of contentment seems to slip further away the more they achieve, leaving them in a constant state of longing. It's as if happiness is always just out of reach, no matter how much wealth they amass. Moreover, wealth can sometimes lead to a loss of meaning or purpose in life. When a person's needs and desires are already met, they might start to feel like they have no clear direction or goal. Without challenges or struggles to overcome, life can begin to feel aimless. For many people, the journey towards financial success is a major driving force in life, but once they reach that point, they may find themselves asking, "Now what?" Without a strong sense of purpose or a meaningful mission, even great wealth can feel hollow. The joy that comes from working towards a goal, from striving and achieving, can be missing when everything seems to be handed to you on a silver platter. It's also important to consider the impact of wealth on the mindset of wealthy individuals. With vast resources at their disposal, some might develop a mindset of scarcity. This is counterintuitive, but it happens when people with significant wealth begin to feel that they need to constantly protect and hold on to their resources. Rather than feeling abundant and free, they may become increasingly obsessed with preserving what they have. This can manifest in a fear of losing wealth, hoarding resources, or being overly cautious in spending. This mindset of scarcity, despite the abundance of wealth, can cause a person to feel fearful, stressed, and constantly anxious about losing everything. Instead of enjoying the benefits of wealth, they become consumed by the fear of losing it. There's also the issue of materialism. Many rich people live in a world that constantly promotes consumerism and the acquisition of material goods. Everywhere they look, they see advertisements for luxury items, extravagant vacations, and elite experiences. As a result, they might feel pressured to keep up with these material expectations, striving for things they don't actually need or that won't bring them lasting happiness. Materialism can create a false sense of fulfillment, one that is based on external validation rather than internal satisfaction. As rich individuals continue to pursue more and more material possessions, they might find that these things don't provide the happiness they thought they would. Additionally, there's the issue of family dynamics and generational wealth. In some cases, inherited wealth can cause significant stress and anxiety. The pressure to preserve the family legacy, to maintain the wealth, and to live up to the expectations of previous generations can be overwhelming. Some wealthy individuals may feel trapped by the weight of this responsibility. They might worry about whether they are making the right decisions with the wealth they've inherited, and whether they are doing justice to the legacy they've been handed. In such cases, wealth can become a burden rather than a blessing, as they try to balance personal happiness with family expectations. Lastly, many rich people spend a great deal of time working hard to maintain their wealth. The more successful they are, the more their time and energy are consumed by their businesses, investments, and other financial endeavors. While this can be rewarding in some ways, it also leaves little time for personal growth, leisure, or relationships. Work can become an all-consuming aspect of their lives, leaving them feeling unfulfilled despite their financial success. In conclusion, while wealth certainly offers comfort and opportunities that most people will never experience, it does not automatically bring happiness or fulfillment. The reasons for this are multifaceted, from the fleeting nature of material satisfaction and the pressure to protect wealth, to the struggles with identity and loneliness. Rich people can find themselves trapped in a cycle of anxiety, longing, and dissatisfaction. True happiness often comes not from external circumstances, but from within. It's about finding meaning, purpose, and contentment, regardless of how much money one has. Until wealthy individuals learn to embrace this, they may continue to feel rich in material wealth, but poor in the things that truly matter for their happiness.